Hello, everybody. My name is Nick. I run a very unsuccessful Etsy shop called Vinyl Nerd Design. You can see the T-shirt here. In the shop, I design T-shirts. They're all vinyl related, and none of them ever sell. So I maybe made $100 profit. That's probably stretching it even, but over the past year, and that profit was probably spent on buying shirts. So it's not such a great shop, and it's probably the last time I'll ever talk about that. But anyway, I'm doing this video because Vinyl Richie, I won a contest that Vinyl Richie ran. It was a very obscure contest. I think he didn't announce it till the very end of one of his videos. So when I heard that, I just happened to watch one of his videos all the way through. He does great stuff, of course. But I watched the video all the way through and heard him say, if you listen this far, I'm going to have a little contest. So my ears perked up. I put my name in there, and I won. I never win anything, but I did win that. So thank you, Vinyl Richie, for sending out some albums. And I really was just expecting that he'd send out one, but he sent out 3 because he's that kind of guy. So I'm gonna go through the albums real quick just to kind of show you what he sent. First up is Living in the Past by Jethro Tull, which was an album that I did not have in my collection. I didn't have any of these albums in my collection. Surprisingly, Jethro Tull is not somebody that I have a lot of. In fact, I only have one album. I have this copy of Aqualung here that I really like. This was something I found. This came out in 70. Let's see, I got them written down here. This came out in 71. My dad actually worked for the phone company as a telephone repairman. He'd go into people's houses, and occasionally people would be throwing things away, and he'd grab stuff. So one or two times, people were throwing away records. So he found me this. I think I also got Live at Leeds in that batch and Woodstock. There's some cool stuff. But this album, I love this album, but I didn't buy any more Jethro Tull after that because I guess I didn't love it enough. But Living in the Past is a comp that came out a year later in 1972. I don't think it has any Aqualung songs in there. I'm not sure about that, but I did give this a listen. Loved it a lot. If you like Jethro Tull, obviously you probably know of this, but if you don't, it sounds like Jethro Tull, and it's great. I love it, and this will definitely stay in my collection. The next thing that he sent, let's see, was Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, which I also did not have, by AC/DC. This came out in 1976. The only other AC/DC album I have is Back in Black, of course, that came out in 1980 when I was in college. I think I was junior, sophomore in college. And this was a big party record. I mean, we played this all the time. Every party, we cranked that, of course. But this was an album that I had heard before. My roommate after college had this album. We listened to it a lot. Of course, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, great song. I'd forgotten a lot of the other ones, but I did give it a listen, and I loved it, and it's going to stay in my collection too. So good pick, Vinyl Richie. Can I call you Richie? And then the last thing he sent was this album by Don Sugarcane Harris called Fiddler on the Rock, and I need to censor that a little bit. It's a lady's boob that you might not even have noticed if I didn't. But this album is also, what year did this come out? This came out in 1972. That's good production value, right? Looking down at your notes. A lot of people tell me that nobody watches your first video, so that's probably a good thing. So anyway, that came out in 1972. I'd never heard of it. I was 12 years old when that came out. If I'd seen the boob, I probably would have bought it. Maybe, who knows? But I didn't listen to it. Vinyl Richie tells me that the members come from a band called Canned Heat, which I had heard of when I was younger, but they were kind of in that. And I was young enough that I didn't really listen to them or Wishbone Ash or I guess I don't know, UFO, Uriah Heep. I mean, those bands I was never a big fan of, and I was kind of young for those guys, but so I never really got into those guys, never followed up. Anyway, this one I listened to. I made it through about halfway through the first song, which was a cover of Eleanor Rigby. Oops, I just showed the boob. It was a cover of Eleanor Rigby. Made it through about halfway, and it was no bueno for me. Some people might like it. It really is definitely old school. Reminds me a lot of like Wishbone Ash, Canned Heat, I guess, those kinds of things. The singer's voice was just too much for me. I couldn't handle it. It was a typical 70s rocker voice. So not for me, but thank you anyway. I appreciate expanding my horizons a little bit. And 2 out of 3 ain't bad, in the words of Meatloaf. So anyway, appreciate Vinyl Richie. I appreciate you sending those out, and I appreciate everybody in the vinyl community. You guys have been great. You've cost me a lot of money over the last year. I've bought a lot of records that I found out about on YouTube. Mazzy in particular, I think I own the whole Little Feat catalog. Thank you very much. I do love them and always have. But it was great to get all those reissues. And then there's a lot of other people that names are escaping me right now. But I do appreciate everybody out in the vinyl community, and anybody who watched and made it this far, I appreciate that too. So thank you very much. Not sure if I'll do another video. We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I got the itch now. This was kind of fun. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.